So trying to tell me leave alone?
On social media,
It's trying to tell me leave money alone.
Cedric Dorsey painted himself as a pimp
Why I'm a pimp.
with money, swagger, and influence.
That's CCC 333.
But investigators say his lifestyle was built by forced sex work, as Dorsey trafficked a woman into prostitution in Seattle, Bellevue, Kent, and Las Vegas. It all came undone in 2024 when Bellevue police responded to a domestic violence call involving Dorsey and his victim.
They listened to what that victim was telling them and realized things weren't just adding up for her and what she was saying, and that she was in a very dangerous situation.
Bellevue Police Major Ellen Inman says patrol officers noticed signs of trafficking and called detectives.
When you ask them questions, they're answering repeatedly in these kind of scripted or answers that sound like they're rehearsed. When they served the search warrant on his premise, they recovered $12,000 in cash, along with those 3 firearms, one of which was stolen, and a banned firearm.
King County prosecutors hit Dorsey with charges of human trafficking, promoting prostitution, and unlawful possession of a firearm.
We see very significant violence, strangulation, beatings, assaults.
Prosecutor Brayla McGinnis tried Dorsey's case where his own social media posts were used as evidence, including this one about the 304 oath, where prostitutes promise not to cooperate with police and say they aren't victims.
One of the biggest rules of the game is not to talk to police. It is that idea of selling the dream, right? Saying, I have these nice things. If you come with me, you can have all of this, right? And when you're talking to someone who has had a very rough upbringing or a very troubled life, that's the vulnerability that they exploit.
That's the way I look at social media and the use of different ways that people advertise their criminal activity, is that if you make it available for the Bellevue Police Department in this case to access and use as part of our lawful investigation, then that's what we will do.
After being found guilty at trial this spring, Dorsey is now starting a 35-year prison sentence.
We were able to take a very dangerous criminal off the street and hold him accountable for his actions.
Now, local and state officials have been really trying to get a handle on this issue of illegal sex work. And one of the proposals supported by the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office was a bill earlier this year in the legislature that would have increased the penalty for those who are buying sex work, the Johns in this case. But that bill did not make it out of committee this year. Reporting live in Seattle, Jeremy Harris, Como News.
This is exactly why on In Yo Goodness TV, you always hear people say the internet is the new police report. Because in today's digital era, something as simple as what you post on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, or even a private DM that gets screenshotted can be weaponized against you in a courtroom setting. A lot of individuals move through life thinking that social media is just a highlight reel, a place to flex, promote, or advertise what they have going on. But what they fail to realize is that prosecutors, detectives, and even federal agencies now actively monitor online platforms as part of their investigative toolkit. The same post that might get you likes, views, or temporary validation from strangers on the internet can later be introduced as evidence in court to establish intent, pattern of behavior, financial benefit, or even conspiracy. People don't understand that when you publicly put your lifestyle, your business dealings, or alleged illegal activity on blast for the algorithm, you're essentially creating a digital paper trail that can be revisited at any time. Law enforcement no longer has to rely strictly on eyewitness testimony or confidential informants the way they did decades ago. They can scroll through your timeline, pull archived posts, analyze captions, geotags, live streams, Cash App receipts, and even the people you're associating with online to build a narrative. And once that narrative is formed, it becomes very easy for a prosecutor to present it to a jury in a way that frames you as the primary aggressor, organizer, or beneficiary of a criminal enterprise. Even in situations where certain individuals may claim they were willingly participating in something at the time, saying they were okay with giving up profits or engaging in certain arrangements. When legal pressure is applied and law enforcement is sitting across the table offering deals, immunity, or reduced time, the dynamics can shift instantly. Self-preservation becomes the #1 priority. In many cases, the first move made is to redirect blame in order to avoid incarceration themselves. That often results in statements that portray someone else as the coercive party, the person in control, or the one applying pressure behind the scenes. Regardless of how things may have been framed publicly online beforehand, once the legal system gets involved, the story that's told in court can look very different from the one that was being promoted on social media. That's why self-control is such a powerful and underrated form of wealth preservation. It's not just about avoiding illegal conduct. It's also about resisting the urge to broadcast everything you're doing to an audience that doesn't have to deal with the consequences alongside you. You can work hard, earn money, enjoy nice things, and elevate your lifestyle without documenting every move for validation. Silence, discretion, and discipline can often be the difference between long-term success and long-term legal trouble. Because once something is uploaded, shared, or reposted, it's out of your control. Screenshots live forever, and algorithms remember everything. And it's important to emphasize that physical harm, intimidation, or forcing anyone into any activity is never acceptable under any circumstance. A man should never put his hands on a woman or pressure her into doing anything against her will. Respect, boundaries, and personal accountability matter not only from a moral standpoint, but from a legal one as well. Maintaining that level of discipline protects not just others, but yourself, your freedom, your reputation, and your future. At the end of the day, the same platforms that can help build a brand or create opportunity can also become evidence exhibits in a courtroom if misused. Knowing when to move in silence instead of seeking online attention is sometimes the smartest decision a person can make if they truly want to keep enjoying the things they've worked hard for without risking it all over a post.